Welcome back to Spill Drinks and the Music Industry Tea. We're unsigned, unhinged, and underpaid. Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers. So one of our members isn't here today, Charlotte, because they're at work, making money,
Working hard.
working hard.
Or
Yep.
barely working. So today we have our first guest. It's Ella Lapalainen. She's a record store lady, artist manager, and a karaoke enthusiast. Woo! Cheers again!
Cheers again. Woo.
Cheers.
So Ella, tell us where you're from. How did you end up in Berlin?
Well, I ended up in Berlin like 6 years ago. I come from a relatively small town in Finland called Jyväskylä. It's like a student city. You might not know it. Yeah, I suppose I got like kind of bored and I wanted to have an adventure. And somehow I came to Berlin.
But you came to Berlin with a job offer, no?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
came originally. I came to do something completely different, but then kind of my career plans changed.
The music
during
industry
the-
called you.
It
But
called
how
my name.
did you decide to change careers? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's also a thing of boredom, and I just got like
COVID.
COVID also happened, and yeah, then I realized that the music industry might be something that I want to do. So that's how I ended up here.
So that's how you decided to start a music business, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was like the initial idea was in my head like maybe a year before I started studying, and yeah, so far so good.
Like, what music scene are you in? What are you interested in?
Well, that's a multi-dimensional question because I manage a pop artist, but then again I'm also very active in the punk and hardcore scene, so I get the best of both worlds, I could say.
Best of all worlds. You mentioned that you manage a pop artist, but you're from completely different genre.
how did that
tell us
happen?
more.
Like,
Well,
how does it work for you?
I don't know, like the whole thing with Cajsa, which is an amazing pop artist, very very up and coming.
Check out her social media and her Spotify.
Like and follow and subscribe.
Yeah.
No, but it kind of went on very accidentally. Like it wasn't it just happened, and she asked me a bit of help with something, and then we ended up just working together. And I don't know. I'd like to think about it as a very like strength, kind of having like the punk mentality, the very much of like a DIY attitude, and it's like
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
helpful.
so
Yeah.
I think when you can combine like some parts from a different scene into a scene that's so competitive and mainstream as pop, then I don't know, maybe there is something about it that makes it like it. Obviously it is challenging, but in a good way, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Also, Kaisa is also from Finland, so was that like a connection also that you can?
Yeah, it definitely
friends.
was a connection on some level, and it is helpful as Finland is also one of our like target.
Yeah.
Our target audience is also in Finland, so it makes it easier for us. Yeah.
So since you manage an artist, you're familiar with stuff like releasing music and booking shows. Tell us more. What kind of experience do you have?
I mean, we are still figuring out, both of us, which makes it like really
Yeah.
funny because we are still
I mean, you're learning together.
we're learning
Yeah.
together, definitely, and it's somehow a new experience for. I mean, Cajsa has been making music and performing and singing, doing everything since a long time, and I'm a bit more fresh face in the industry. But I mean, I think it's like trial by error kind of
Yeah,
thing.
definitely.
Like you will just have to see how, like, really do some research on how things work. We are just in the about to get into performing more and playing shows, but like just being like having your eyes and ears open and yeah, releasing what comes to that. I mean, we work with a great team. We have a great producer, Ariane, and then we have Jona, who is our other songwriter and our guitar player.
He's so good.
And
great,
he's
Yeah.
very good, and I think having this good team around us is like very important. And we also lately have been working together with someone from Finland who is doing our mixing and mastering, and he's also a very good
Cool.
in
Nice.
his area. So yeah, I'd say that's like knowing what you want and where and how, and then working with the right people is like the key.
Yeah. I still remember like when Cajsa released her first single, the releasing party and how she performed. It was like I think you were like the main organizer for that party.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
was a very important milestone, kind of, because it was
Yeah.
like really like out there, and it was kind of scary because it was the first song from this like
Yeah.
what she is, and it was kind of, it was very cool to make. We all were super emotional, and
Yeah.
but yeah, it was good.
So
Definitely.
check out Turning Into Strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it must be like kind of very satisfying to make her dreams come true and also help yours along with
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Like the teamwork makes it happen, and that
It
must
does.
be good, right?
But then again, it's like, it is very satisfying when something works out, when you get like playlisted, or when you get some slot at the at radio, which happened now a couple of times, and this is like really rewarding
In Finland, right?
in Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool though.
And
yeah.
but then again, it's also at the same time, it's kind of scary because some like other person has this like massive dream, and they want to, you know, put their soul into something, and you're there to, you know, kind of help them and to root for them,
Cheerleader.
and it's like she allows me to work on her dream, which is like also my dream. It's kind of it's scary, but it's super rewarding.
So you would want to do like artist management in the future, like in a couple of years, or
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
this-
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. I mean, I have no plans to resign from my from my job as the artist manager.
so you
for
can
Cajsa.
see it going on. as
Yeah,
long as
definitely,
possible. Okay.
definitely. And she also studies at BIM, and this is her last final year, so it will get slightly easier, I think, after.
Is she staying in Berlin?
Yeah, she's
Okay,
Would
so
you want to
till
stay in
now,
Berlin?
as far as I know.
Would you
Yeah.
want to stay in Berlin after you finish university?
For now, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Berlin is I mean, Berlin is a great city that I hate and love at the same time.
Love-hate
There-
relationship.
I
There
think
is
I also have that. Yeah.
there is so much good about Berlin, and what comes to the music industry, Berlin has a lot to offer. Yeah, but Berlin has its sides, but
Yeah.
I've been here for 6 years. It feels like home at this point. It wasn't like my first idea when I started studying music business. This was not my first idea. The
What
artist
was your
management.
first idea?
I thought I'd end up more in the live sector, doing
Yeah.
something
Okay.
with festivals.
Well, you
Yeah.
still do.
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't like they can overlap. And
I think
Yeah,
if you
for
manage
sure.
an artist, there are live shows, still the contracts and the paperwork, but you get the
yeah,
best of both worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
of
get to
course.
be
Yeah.
there and organize it. So
Yeah,
it's-
definitely.
Okay.
and then you get a more like super personal experience when you work so tightly together with an artist.
And we talked in like the last episode that it's so important that you connect with your artists, and like
Yeah, you have to believe
you
in the.
with
Yeah.
Cajsa are just like
Yeah.
the best duo.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it has to be. I think it has to be so, because otherwise it would.
Yeah.
I mean, we like to be super like as transparent as possible and honest. And when something is working out, we tell each other. When something isn't working out, directly tell each other. In this way, like it's the only way to go. Like
Yeah,
being-
sounds
It's very good
so
that you are able to
important.
do that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I
though.
think it's
Yeah.
such a key thing, because if it doesn't work out that way, then you can't.
point?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Would you like to expand on artist management? Would you like to also take other artists, perhaps, or maybe work in a agency?
I don't know. I'd like to stay open for to other opportunities. I don't know, agency. Haven't really put a thought on it. Someone sees this, maybe contact me. We can talk.
Contact me, guys. Come on.
Just call her
Slide
up.
into my DMs down there.
Follow her on LinkedIn.
but I don't know. Like I suppose it depends. First of all, how things are gonna start rolling with Cajsa, and if there's time. I hope there's no time for other artists.
It's like you're also friends outside of the business, and how do you like stop the business when you like just go
Or do you
get a
just
drink?
How do you
mix
not?
or-
How do
Yeah.
you not bring the business into the friendship? Basically?
Yeah.
I mean, for us, I think maybe that was like the thing that we were friends after we started working together, kind of.
Okay.
So I think that was helpful because we didn't have something existing already. Like from the first day we met, we got along super well, and that's
I
like
think that's really important.
that's
right? Like,
yeah,
for a good work
like you know,
relationship,
like the
right?
impressions, like the first impressions are always so important, and we knew from the beginning like I like this
Yeah.
person and it's cool, but I think the actual like friendship came after we started like.
But you can still like go out for a drink and not talk about business.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard, but we there might be a moment where we talk a lot about work, and then it's like, okay,
Let's set up a
listen to
meeting
this.
on Monday.
Yeah, let's talk more next
Yeah.
week or something.
But
let's focus on
That's
hanging out.
what we
Yeah.
do right now. Even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
it's like such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
small project, still
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
control myself.
No,
honestly,
but
I'm just
I-
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, let's add this actually, and let's book this, and let's do that.
Just during
on
class,
Monday.
we need
Yeah.
to talk about this on our podcast.
Yeah, but I think that's also the thing when you do something that you're so passionate about, like it kind of it becomes
Yes.
a part of your everyday like topics and stuff, and
Yeah.
I think that's okay, but it's also important to set the difference.
Do not mix business with pleasure. So
Yeah, like this is always.
But it might happen, like even if
Yeah.
you don't want
Yeah.
to, you know.
Yeah, and like
that's the industry.
doing business
Basically.
with friends is like you have to always be super careful. but
Yeah, of course.
but like I said, we were friends after we started.
Mhm.
Like we really got close, you know, like after kind of. Yeah.
But I think even if we hang out like after school, we still get on the topic about like music industry and things that are happening.
Because it what
Because-
connects us, I think.
Yeah.
But still, music is such an important part of
Yes.
everyone's life.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's in your life every single day. You cannot not talk about it.
and these
Yeah.
are the
Yeah,
people that you can talk about.
Yes, because they understand
Yeah,
stuff that
I
you
can.
understand as
Some
well.
of my friends, like, yeah, they listen to music, but it's so casual for them. It's just the background noise. But
Yeah.
with you, I know
Like,
that you.
okay, what are the
feel the
royalties?
same.
What are the splits?
Yeah,
I
like-
don't want to think about it ever, but I do.
But, like-
actually, talking about the royalties, you mentioned multiple times in class because we also study together, right?
Yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
You have,
Yeah, we do.
you have a sync deal with your artist.
Yeah, that happened like very unexpectedly. Like we have, I mean, we don't have a sync deal at the moment, but we have a contract with a music supervisor, and that opens a lot of doors, obviously. But only that doesn't directly mean that you get synced into everything.
course,
so-
yes.
But like, it's a good beginning because we feel like it would be cool to have our music in a film or a
Yeah,
series or
definitely.
something. So it's definitely a good way to go, and we just managed to get lucky with finding a person who is really good at what they do and still like really liked our music. So
I can see Kaisa's music being in the background of like a very emotional like period.
for sure, yeah,
TV series, just like
absolutely.
No, but I feel like there's this thing with like indie pop music. It can fit a lot of things actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
there's
has-
a lot of opportunities.
Well,
Exactly.
there's genre sad girl pop, like
Yeah, like I don't know, very very indie pop. I mean, we are, or Cajsa is taking a lot of influence from Hayley Williams, for example, and Billie Eilish or Aurora, and like these very emotional kind of pop artists.
yeah.
So yeah, there is a lot of emotion in what she
Emotional
does.
music's
Yeah.
always great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
it's the
sells.
kind of music
Yep.
that is the like Turning Into Strangers, for example, is a song for so many people that they get back to
Same.
time after time. to-
Same.
You have a sync deal. How did you get there? Do like probably through networking, obviously with professionals? Do you maybe have any tips for our listeners?
I
For
mean,
us.
For us, yes.
I mean, the deal with the music supervisor, like we were kind of looking for the kind of like series and films that where we could see her music kind of, and then when you go through the like end credits, there are always the people and that who like
Shocking.
did the synchronization for the series, and then we were just kind of finding the email addresses from the people, and then there was this one guy, and we just like we clicked somehow. So this wasn't so much of a product of networking, but I think like I said before, like first impressions are so important.
Oh yeah.
And just like I'm not like networking is not my favorite hobby or thing to do. Like,
But you network.
but
You
I
mentioned
feel
that
like
in class.
yeah,
Oh my God.
I do, because I feel
There are
like
the tips.
Yeah.
Give us your
it's
tips,
the
girl.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's such a vital, important part of it all.
Yeah.
But like, if I would have to give someone a tip, just be yourself. I think that's like
And do
Don't-
not work
No.
straight away.
yeah. I mean,
No.
I mean, have the fake it till you make it confidence kind of thing. But like, don't pretend like to
Yeah.
be someone else, because that will not lead to
They
anything.
would
Like,
not want
like
to work
be-
with you
be-
then.
Definitely, yeah.
I don't know. Just
It's a red
throw
flag.
yourself out there, because like what's the worst thing that could happen?
mean,
Me
it's
too.
If
to
you never
know,
try, you
like-
never
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
Just like
Just like sometimes there are also situations that are not like networking events, and you can still network kind of. I don't know. Maybe
No.
sometimes a concert can be.
I think for me, it's like networking events, like there are people who are established in the industry, and I'm like, I'm just a fucking student. So if I walk up to them, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm studying music business. I'm in the second year.
Yeah.
They do not take you seriously.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they? Because it's like
It's a
Yeah,
fucked
I
up
think-
industry. I think that's the main reason.
Yeah,
And
but
usually
like-
they are just white men.
Do you think being a woman affects it at all? Because we talked about it last
Definitely.
time, and
Definitely,
we
yeah.
were like, that definitely. like-
absolutely it does. Like, I mean, women in the music industry are so still. It's
1950.
it's not, there's no equality.
No.
There might never be, but like when we acknowledge that, like all the pay gaps and everything, like then maybe and like having like those, like mentors, having people, like having communities and workshops and platforms where other female practitioners can have a voice. It's like part of the solution, I feel like. But it's definitely like in many other industries as well. Like as a
Yeah, of
woman,
course,
you
it's
have
not
to.
just
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Sadly, yes.
It's
Yeah,
just a
unfortunately.
But
yeah.
not to make it too grim. It's. I mean, it's getting better. Like
Slowly.
you can see some statistics from last year, and it's like there has been some changes for sure. But I don't think it will ever be perfect.
Yeah.
I know that you did an assessment about women in touring or something like that.
Women in artist management.
Okay, and you
'Cause I
did
feel
like an
like-
interview, like survey or something like that.
Yeah, I did a survey
Yeah.
about like different situations that have happened to some
Oh,
Flinter colleagues of ours, and the results were kind of gruesome to see. It's kind of fucked up. But I hope in the future when everyone knows it and we can find a way to talk about it also with men without being this like giving this like rant, like talking
Yeah.
about it in a adult clever way,
Yeah.
there might be some change.
in our course, there's more like women than men.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There's,
It's like
That's a sign.
There's
of
hope, I
one
guess.
third
I
of them
think
are
so
just
too.
men.
yeah.
I don't
made
think
the
it's
biggest-
like doomed for
No.
us.
No.
But like still, the practitioners that we have, most of the lecturers are men.
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
We only have one lecturer who's female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two. Not right now in this term.
Oh yeah, right. Maybe also, but she's not really into the
Yeah,
music
she's
industry.
just-
She's
yeah.
more of the financing part.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's
that's
still
so-
involved in music.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but she does.
I think she's an
outside of
artist
the
as
music
well.
as well. Really, I didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to feel that she's
Maybe.
also-
For example, Katy
Songwriter.
like touring
And she's doing so
management.
well.
Yeah,
But
I
she's
love
also talked
Katy.
about
she
it
has
like
made her ground. She's just like smashing it.
yeah.
And those
I
are the
love
kind of
Katy,
people
yeah.
where we like
Look up.
can
Katy, follow me on
find like
LinkedIn.
we can find
No, I
like
think she
those
does
mentorships.
actually. I think
Yeah.
she does.
Because those are absolutely the situations
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
where we can make this industry better. Yeah, I can definitely see like a Flinta revolution happening in the music industry.
We will make it work.
Yes.
We will be the revolution, guys.
We'll break
Definitely
out
a
and
part
we'll
of
do
it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
But,
talked about
yeah.
that if the paper is a leg up in the industry. Do you think that if you once you finish in university,
That you have a bachelor's
Yeah.
degree. Because
will
we were
that
kind
help?
of talking
Yeah.
about it and
I mean,
Yeah.
I someone said that. I mean, you graduate, you have your bachelor's paper in your hand. No one's still gonna come get you from
Yeah.
your home. So
Is
I
the
mean,
networking.
I think it definitely helps. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't be there. I think, and there might be situations where it just would mean a bit better paycheck. I would suppose, but
And there's possibility that they take you more seriously if you have a degree.
yeah, I mean, then
Yeah.
you
Especially as
already
a
have. I mean, I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like
Yeah.
we are gonna get a pretty good base of education.
Yeah.
Or
do you do you use your knowledge you learned at university when you work with Cajsa?
definitely,
Is it-
absolutely, like
Like it was worth it.
You
It
were
is
like,
definitely-
writing the
Yeah.
contract, I remember, and you were
yeah.
going through university like
Yeah, like all the contractual stuff, like there would be no way. I mean, I'm not a music lawyer. Will never be a music lawyer, but having the basic knowledge of these things is just like it's very important.
it's
I
like
think.
math. You have to have the like grounds to build up.
Oh no.
But it is like that.
But
I'm
no, I
really
get
bad
it.
at
I
math,
see the
by the
logic.
way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely, I suck it all in, like all the information, all the
good,
education
yeah.
I get, and try to get it outside of BIM as well,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
as much as I feel like music industry also develops so fast. It's like
Oh,
impossible
definitely.
to
Of course.
know everything and to be
You have
like
to constantly learn and update
you have to
your knowledge.
constantly
Yeah.
like educate yourself on the changes in like technology or trends or like marketing trends and everything. It's like you will never know everything, and I think that's what makes it also keeps it interesting, because you'll never be the best.
So talking about like working in the industry, what do you think is the most exciting versus the most challenging aspect of this job?
Yeah, as a manager, precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most exciting is when something goes right, when something really works out.
It's like
There's a cool opportunity. You meet someone who might be interested. You are there when they play a great show or any kind of like small
yes.
victories, you know, and that's what all or just the direct feedback from the artist is like also because
thank you.
yeah, like thank you for doing this. It's like or like when they say they feel good about something, and that's basically my job to make sure that they do, and the opportunities that they get are the ones that make them feel good also about their art. So and the challenging, I don't know, being so fresh in the industry, it is challenging to get your network, get to know people, have your contacts. The whole industry is challenging. Oh my god!
No, yeah.
Like the whole industry is a
Jail.
challenge. But like, yeah, I mean, figuring out and challenging also the moments where something doesn't work out, something unexpected happens.
But you learn from that.
But you
Yeah, you
always
can
learn.
yeah.
and the next time you're
definitely.
gonna do it differently.
Yeah.
And you'll know that okay, that doesn't work. So
And
what
then it's
could
gonna
work?
be the
Yeah.
yes, I did it.
And since you work with an artist, obviously you release music. So, what are the main steps from recording to distribution, and maybe some that you struggle with the most, and maybe some, I don't know, specifics that you learned?
I learned a lot about giving time, planning well ahead. That's super important. It's very challenging to get playlisted.
Yeah.
This is something we always struggle with.
But Cajsa did get playlists.
Yeah, we did. But it's like, it's not easy. Like, finding those curators and finding, there's so many people who just want your money out of shit, you know,
Music
like
industry.
they offer you absolutely
money.
nothing, and they
Yeah.
just want to offer you a paid service and stuff like this. I think this also has to do with like the networking thing, like when you, I don't know, but it is hard to get playlisted. We are kind of DIY in this sense because we release through DistroKit still, so we don't have like a big really good distributor, so we kind of do everything ourselves. And but so far it's been serving us in well enough, at least. It would be maybe nice to have like a bigger, better distributor.
They will come.
You'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah,
probably,
I think
yeah?
it's a
gonna
thing
come
of
with
future
time.
because everything works now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are, our music is out there when we approximately when we need it to be. So it's like,
That's good.
yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So we know that you're trying to get as many opportunities as you can, and showcasing is one of the most important ones in the starting stages.
Yeah.
And like, how do you like apply it to showcases or just like festivals and live events?
Well, it depends a little bit on the nature of the showcase or the festival. I mean, this year, for example, we applied for the Reeperbahn Festival, which is not, it's super tricky to get like a slot there. But just like keeping your eyes open, I found incredibly many opportunities from the EMMA community, so the European Music Managers Association. They have like a WhatsApp group, and there are so many cool people there who actually share what's going on in Europe, mostly. Otherwise, it's just like researching and connections to festivals and showcases. But yeah, this is the year where we try to get put her out there, like, because
Like
we are
in the
going
door.
to we are
Yeah.
going to release an EP this this
Is
year.
that her final project?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there will be
So
an
it's gonna
EP.
be pretty soon, right?
It's gonna be around hopefully September, October.
She-
The showcase is like, sometimes I feel like the road to the bigger ones goes through the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So we
Baby
try
steps.
to baby steps and finding. I mean, Berlin also has a lot to offer,
Yeah.
so maybe
Oh,
we
definitely.
try to get ourselves out there first and then conquer the world afterwards.
So do you have any marketing strategies or like social media tricks that you follow to market your releases or live shows that you're doing?
I mean, I'm in a lucky position in the way of Cajsa being really good with social media, and she likes doing social media, and she's very good at it.
I
So
feel like it's a very weak side of a lot of artists. So you're
Yeah.
actually you're
Yeah.
very lucky.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's not like not everyone is
Yeah.
interested, and
Some are like
So-
anti-social media, and you're just like,
Yeah, but also
Yeah,
some are
what
just
the
you
fuck?
ask them to create the content and they say yes and then they don't because
yeah.
yeah.
artists-
Or
Very-
they're super bad at it.
Yeah, no, I think because she gets a lot of those ideas, and I mean, TikTok, for example, is I'm more savvy with Instagram.
And Cajsa has been like on my For You page so many times.
but that's
That's
good. That's
the-
yeah,
really
that's the
good.
algorithm.
like, oh, that's Cajsa.
And- but she's like really good at
Yeah.
that stuff, and but I think that's also the thing, like, I don't know, like, about strategies or strategy god about like that. It's like, we just believe that when you do things with integrity, like when you stay authentic, it's like, because there's so much content in this world that is not very authentic. So
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
that's definitely
I love the TikToks when she explained the meanings of her songs.
yeah, I think that's great.
I was like, I
That's
was
super
watching, and I
cool.
was like, oh wow, yes,
Yeah.
more people should do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like that's what she does. Like she pours her heart into her songs.
That's her
and
story.
it's, like
Yeah.
it's being honest about like how she talks about like mental health or breakup.
It's always great to be open about it.
Yeah, like
Of course.
I think so too.
At the end of the day, people are gonna interpret the song how they want.
Yeah, that's the
way.
great thing about art, yeah.
But
That's
like when
the
she
thing,
explains the songs, it's her story.
But
And
you
it's
might make it
still
your
like-
own
yeah.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
You still can relate to that.
Yeah. Coming back to like marketing, do you think you being from a different scene or enjoying like punk and harder music right now or in the future is gonna give you like a unique selling point or like a different view on marketing? Because maybe marketing pop music, how you would market like punk, could be an interesting thing. Or
Punk
do you...
is like posters with market.
Yeah, but
like
are you
pop
planning
music.
to
Punk is
use
totally
that? Because
DIY, but
Yeah.
pop
I
is
think that
totally
could be a
different.
really fun thing.
I mean,
like-
it is, and I don't know, somehow, like, kind of yes and no. I think there are some elements from in the punk scene and in the hardcore scene that you can definitely use in when you're working with pop as well. But then again, I don't want to push it too much, kind of, because
But it could be a different thing, like
Yeah,
a new,
definitely.
fresh thing.
definitely, and I like I said before, like this mentality comes with me, kind of. We're a package.
That's
And-
great though.
and
That's,
I definitely want to kind of take advantage of that side of me. But at the end of the day, I'm still working with the pop artist,
Definitely,
and I let her I let her be a pop artist. Definitely,
Yeah.
like elements to take from the DIY culture and the punk scene for sure.
Yeah.
And
also authenticity, like when you were talking about it, that
Definitely.
was my like punk, I feel like is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
authentic, and it's great that you can transfer
True.
that. Yeah.
True. And also like even like talking about like the political stuff, like I mean, I think pop artists are also allowed. I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely,
don't
yeah.
have to be a punker. And maybe if they would do it a bit more, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, for sure. So since you mentioned you already dealt with a contract with an artist, is that the only contract you did? Or because contract language is very hard and overall making contracts is hard, and since you're not a lawyer, maybe you can also give some tips or just share your experience and how you dealt with the contract yourself.
Yeah, I do also a lot of like like split sheets, for example, and everything to do with the contractual stuff with whomever it might concern. I did my own contract. It's not easy, and it's always good to just show it to someone else. And I mean, do it, but let a lawyer read it, and just don't sign without having someone check it before.
Yeah.
I
Pro
think that's
tip.
my pro tip to give.
Yeah.
Because
Number one rule in the music industry: get
Get
a
a
good
lawyer and
Yeah.
read everything, every small letter. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
just
not
get-
sign
get
your
your-
first child.
Get your
born.
emails checked by a lawyer.
Yeah, anything. Yep.
yeah, no, maybe not that harsh, but like a contract is still a legally binding
Yeah.
Yeah.
contract, so it's good to check it out
And it
because
can fuck up your future.
Of
Yeah,
course.
there
Definitely.
are
There's
many-
so many cases
Yeah.
we learn about, and it's like-
especially with big people, like
and it's
big
like younger
labels.
big
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, we are unsigned, but
Unhinged and
Unhinged.
but I'm like really mentally maybe preparing myself to a moment where I have to oversee some kind of a contract.
That's
from
good, and you.
Yeah.
It's also good that you know that there's
Yeah,
these things
yeah,
that
The
can
moment's
mess
gonna
you
come.
up. So
Yeah. I mean, I tried to make my own contract a short one, and it still ended up being 5 pages. Which
But
is
it
like,
had everything that you need.
yeah,
it
it
wasn't
definitely
like-
had.
Just unnecessary shit.
No,
It was very like
yeah.
yes, that.
I want to have like for the both of us the feeling of security
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
trust and
Because she
So
can blow up in any minute.
with TikTok, you never
Yes.
know what can
Yeah.
happen. Like
definitely I don't know, we are about to release a new single next month. I don't know, who knows.
Oh, some inside info.
Yeah,
Spilled drinks.
Oh
And
yeah, and tea.
That was my tea, my contribution to the tea of this podcast.
While we're on like tips, what are your tips of like reaching out to venues and just like industry professionals and just like
Just be open about what you want, and I mean they can't guess, you know. They don't have time to guess.
yeah,
Just tell
straightforward.
just straightforward. Ask if you want to ask them something. Ask. Be friendly. Get a drink with them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But have you reached out to, like, for example, venues through email? Because I know Charlotte told me when they were
Yes, for
organizing
this
FemX,
semester thing, yeah.
they reached out to a bunch of venues and they received maybe like one reply.
Yeah.
I mean, we
People
are
just don't want to contact you.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I am in a lucky position that I know a lot of people from different venues, but then again, we are not at the point where we are playing gigs where we have to contact the venue because we are not headlining. Or I think it's like very easy to get lost in all those emails, so maybe just stay persistent. Send a follow-up email.
Send a follow-up,
Call
follow them on
them.
LinkedIn, on
Follow them
Instagram,
on
on
Twitter.
Answer me
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Find their mom on Instagram, on Facebook. Text
Send a
them.
letter.
Send
Find out-
With the pigeon.
Yeah.
Find out
Carrier
where,
pigeon.
where their kids go to school. Follow the kids.
Stalking jail.
No.
If they don't have the time, then it can't always work out.
It's not the it's not the
it's
moment.
It's not
Yeah.
the moment. It's not.
But you
the
tried,
end of the world.
which
Yeah.
is
You
also
tried.
important.
There
That
You
you
are
should-
tried.
many
you should
other
your shot
venues
and
who might
just
be.
like-
Very often, these situations are so much more easier when you have a booking agent.
Yeah, of
when
course.
Oh, for sure.
When you're with a label, it's
Established
It's
company
different.
and-
the venue knows.
Sorry. Cut.
So we have a question. What's next for Ella?
I don't know.
School on Wednesday.
Yeah.
School on Wednesday. No, finish my studies. Get that goddamn bachelor.
That's what we all want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're hoping
that's
for
a
that.
that's a good. What's next? I don't know. Cajsa is releasing an album, so that's a pretty big deal
Yeah.
and
Exciting.
very exciting. And yeah,
Hopefully some interesting festivals
hopefully.
in
Yeah.
summer.
Showcases,
Yeah. Live events.
I will be at every event.
Same.
Yeah.
With a poster
First
front
row.
row.
Barricade,
And
guys.
so should you. You should come.
Please God. Oh
It was
God.
a good moment.
I tried to
That
hold
means
it
that is
in.
true.
Yes, it does.
Amen.
It's for good luck.
Okay, so in the last episode, we all said our favorite artists, like top 3, and then a song of the week. So we will start with you.
Oh crap. Top 3. It's not gonna be in a particular order. I'd say Have Heart. Then I'd say I would say Compact Catch. And it's not gonna be Taylor Swift.
Disappointing.
No. I have
One Direction.
No, and then I will say, I don't know,
My Chemical Romance.
Terror.
Yes.
I change. It changes like all the time, but these are like very
Yeah.
good bands.
And what is your song of the week?
Something you've been loving this
Yeah.
week.
Oh,
or
something that's been repeatedly on my
Brainworm.
playlist.
earworm.
No, my edition is Brainworm.
I would say SSD Control. How Much Art. I don't know. That's been a good,
Okay.
good track.
What about you, Ash?
So mine is, it actually came out yesterday, but the album has
Wow.
been
You
on.
always have
song
new
again.
I
releases.
do, yeah. The album
The
has
person
been.
who always knows the latest
I
trends.
have
Yes.
just been listening to songs
I
for like
have
3 months the same.
been as well, but I saw this release and I was like, oh my god, yeah, it's Lucy Dacus and actually Hosier, Bullseye. The album has been on repeat today. So
Yeah.
Charlotte couldn't be here, but they did say their song of the week, which is Through the Eyes of a Child by Aurora, because they watched Adolescence and the ending scene had this song and they said it was life-changing. So, yeah.
My favorite song of the week, I was actually struggling to choose at all because I'm not a person who listens to new songs all the time. I mostly have the same songs on repeat. But for this week, I feel like it would be Come Closer by Boy Harsher. That is kind of like a background song for me, but I really like the narrative, and also that it's not really like stuck in my head because of that, because it doesn't really have like precise lyrics, and I really like that
And
actually.
you cannot get bored of that. If it's
Yes,
not
that's
stuck in your
exactly.
head,
Okay.
yeah.
What about you?
So it wouldn't be fair if I choose another Taylor Swift song.
It's always fair to choose Taylor.
No, I have to change up. So this week's song is "Training Season" by Dua Lipa. It just makes me dance and just it's a vibe.
Sound
Fun
great.
time.
You should know. I
Dance
need
right now.
someone to- No.
All very different songs, I
Yeah.
would say. And very different reasonings as well, but
Yeah.
Yes, that's
great.
why we love our podcast.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like and subscribe, guys. The
And
next
follow.
episode
Yeah.
is gonna be in a week, and we're gonna have a new guest. We're not gonna tell who, because
but it's gonna be a
secret.
fun one.
Yeah. So follow us on TikTok and Instagram, Booze and
And
Bisty,
And YouTube.
and on YouTube to catch
To watch
up
the full
episode.
episode.
Yes.
And also for bloopers on TikTok.
Yeah. Thanks
Thank you for
to
joining
Ella
us.
for joining
Thank
us.
you for
Yeah.
having me. It was a pleasure.
It was
Thank
great
you
having
guys
you.
for
yeah.
watching. We'll see
Yeah.
you in a week.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Jail.
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 Jail.